Hello students, today we are going to discuss a very important topic. The topic is teaching of English vocabulary. Okay, we will cover up 2 points here. Number one, why is it necessary? That means why teaching of English vocabulary is necessary, especially for the second language learners. And secondly, we will go through different techniques of teaching vocabulary. So I want everyone to be very attentive. So at the very outset, we should know why teaching English vocabulary is necessary for second language learners. Okay, so we have certain points. Just have a look. What is the first point? The first point is all the other skills are based and developed on vocabulary. So already we have learned about the language skills, listening, speaking, writing, reading. Okay. So all these skills are based on the knowledge of vocabulary. If you do not have the proper knowledge of vocabulary, then you cannot work on the other language skills. That is why it is important that we should make our students go through what English vocabularies. And what is the second point? The second point is it is a key to communication. So if you want to establish communication with others, okay, it is obvious that you will speak, you will write, isn't it? So for that particular purpose, if you do not know the words, if you do not know the proper meanings of the word, then it is not possible to communicate without a word with the students. That is why, in a sense, we can say it is a key to communication. What is the third point? The third point is the more words you know, the more you will learn. So if you know more words, okay, then it is an advantage for you to gain knowledge, specifically English words. As we understand, the English is international language. It is a global language. So if you know more words, then you will be able to explore the world of knowledge, because most of the books, okay, most of the best books, good books are written in only in English language. That is why we can say if you know English vocabularies, the more words you know, the more you will learn. Okay. So here the last point I have written, just have a look. Linguist David Wilkins said, without grammar, little can be conveyed. Without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. So from this particular opinion by linguist David Wilkins, you can understand how much it is essential to go through the English vocabulary. So that is why we can say, okay, teaching English vocabulary is very much important, okay, specifically for the second language learners. Okay, I hope you understand. Now we will go through different techniques of teaching vocabulary. Just have a look. What is the first point? The first point is repetition of the words along with its meaning. So as a teacher, when you are going to teach your students vocabulary, specifically in English language, then suppose a particular word that is not known to your student, so you will have to repeat that particular word again and again. Not only the word, you will have to repeat the meaning also. So in this way, what will happen? The students will be able to get the point. Okay, they will be able to comprehend, they will be able to understand, and they will go through the principle of what? Habit formation. So this is the first technique. We'll have to repeat the word, not only the word but its meaning also in front of your students. Okay, so this is all about the first technique. What is the second technique? Applying vocabulary to students' real life events. So this is very attractive and this is also very effective. Okay, so why it is effective? Just have a look. When you give some examples, okay, from your students real life, then automatically what will happen, they will be able to relate. Okay, so that is why when you go through teaching what vocabulary to your students, never forget to give examples from students real life. Okay, so this is all about the second technique of teaching vocabulary. What is the third one? The third one is encourage the students to speak as much as possible. So this is very important. Okay, so when you are going to teach English vocabulary to your students, you need to encourage your students to speak in English. Okay, no matter they might have mistakes, but you will have to encourage them to speak, okay, as much as possible. In this way they will be able to go through different words. In this way they will be able to apply different words while speaking. Is that okay? Now, what is the fourth technique of teaching vocabulary? That is visualizing or visualization. So, in this technique, as a teacher, you should ask your student to close their eyes and you will have to explain certain scenes, certain things, okay, in words. And after that, what happened? They will be able to create certain pictures in their minds. And after that, okay, you ask them what can you visualize, and after that, they will be able to speak certain things. So this is called the visualizing technique or the visualization technique. Okay, so this is all about the fourth technique. Now what is the fifth one? The fifth technique of teaching vocabulary is designing vocabulary centered activities. So under this technique, okay, we have certain points. Number one, flashcards. Okay, number two, matching opposites, synonyms, meanings, etc. Number three, blanks with options. Number four, blanks without options. And the last one is brainstorming. So we should understand all these points one by one. So what is the first one? Flashcards. Specifically the students from the primary level. If you want to teach students from the primary level what vocabulary, then you can use certain flashcards. Okay, on that flashcards you can have the image of elephants, image of cow, image of tiger, flowers, etc, etc, and you can use these flashcards as what? TLM. Okay, so this is all about the first one. Second one is matching opposites, synonyms, meanings, etc. So for that particular purpose, okay, you'll have to create certain situation, okay, where you can ask your students to match the words, okay, and that word should be of opposites, synonyms, meanings, etc. So okay, you will mix all these things and their duty, their responsibility will be to match, okay, the word that is of opposites, the words that is of synonyms, the words that is of meanings, etc, etc. Getting the point? So this is the second point. And what is the next one? Blanks with options. So in this activity, as a teacher, you will give your students a sheet. Okay, on that particular sheet, there will be a particular passage, suppose, and then the sentence. Okay, among the sentences, there will be some blanks. Okay, and after that, what happened? You will give some options. From the options, the students will have to select the right word, and this is called the blanks with options. Okay. Next one is blanks without options. It is the same thing, but here you cannot give your students the options. They will have to choose all these things by themselves. And what is the next one? Brainstorming. So this is also a technique under designing vocabulary centered activities. So what happened here? As a teacher, okay, you suppose write a particular word weather on the blackboard, and then you ask the students to describe. Certain students, okay, they will describe it according to their own perceptions. Someone may say it's scorching weather, someone may say what, mild weather, etc, etc. So in this way you will be able to make them think. So that is why it is called brainstorming. So these are certain vocabulary centered activities. So, and we have already discussed all five techniques of teaching vocabulary. There are certain techniques of teaching vocabulary, but initially I have already only discussed five techniques of teaching vocabulary. So I think you have understood. Thank you. Keep learning.